Right.
We're back, the man behind the masks. Little Alice Cooper for you. Not enough
Just
to get us copyrighted.
Okay. Alright.
She's my cherry pie.
Alright, so let me log back in, make sure we're still going. Hey guys, if you're logged on, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Sorry
we already
about
have 6
that.
people watching again. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're back. What up? Okay, sorry, guys. If it was skipping, I apologize. I was too into talking to Eric to realize that was happening. So, but just so you guys know, this will go up as a podcast on iTunes later on tonight. So, I will. All of the audio that was clipping there will be available still in full if you download the podcast when it goes up later tonight. So I apologize about that. The signal was bad, I guess. So let me double check and make sure that we are, yeah, it looks good. I don't see it skipping. So, okay. Fuego, yeah, what's up with Hail to Stephen King? Is that still going on or what?
That was Stephen King, yeah. There's an episode done for today.
Today? Cool. All right.
Yeah.
No, just make sure.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, when you put up the black nerd thing, I figured I'd save it for later.
That's good. That was good.
So,
Sorry. Yeah, I was eager to
No,
put
no,
that
you're
up
good.
because I wanted
That's
to tell
what you
him
told me
directly.
yesterday.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's about Stephen King comic books. Just to let you
Yeah.
know.
So yeah,
And
if you
the
guys didn't
aftermath of the
know,
Dark Tower.
Fuego every Sunday does a Hail to Stephen King episode. Stephen King themed. He's read every book up until Mr. Mercedes, and he's going through them chronologically and stuff. So. It's one of our episodes on Sunday that we offer. But let's get back to where we were, which
slashers.
Yes, slashers. So what was again? It was right in the middle of you talking about your opinion on the Screams and all of that stuff. So go back to that. I apologize.
Yeah, I like Scream. It hasn't aged that great. It's very 90s. I mean, like it's a very intelligent script. It's it's really impressive to me. And Wes Craven, great job of directing it.
Yeah.
This is some of the 90s-ness is a little dated, but I love me some Scream. I like Scream 4, and I respect 2 and 3.
Scream 4 was quite good, actually.
Yeah, and I feel like when it came out, some people shit on it, but I always was had Scream 4's back. I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
As far as doing the meta thing nowadays, and it's already been done to death, and so they found another way to turn it on itself. They did pretty good.
I feel like there weren't enough stakes. Someone needed to die.
No, I agree with that.
I don't know who, and frankly at this point I don't care who. If it could have been Nev Campbell, I would have been totally fine with it.
I'm surprised that didn't happen, honestly.
Me too. I was like, wow, there was surprisingly little at stake in that movie.
Nonetheless, though, I liked what they had to say about the Hollywood trend of reboots,
sure.
And just how there's no original ideas left, and so they just keep going back to the well. I thought that was perfectly timed in its commentary.
Exactly, and if there was anybody that was going to do it, it's got to be Scream.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now we will never get a return to that well, which is a bummer.
Those shitty MTV Screams.
That show is so the first season was bad. The second season, I still stand by, was not as bad. Now the third season is apparently going to be rebooted. It's going to be the first instance of a TV series rebooting, and Queen Latifah is going to be involved now.
Oh, that makes me want to watch it. When I think horror, I always think, man, where's Queen Latifah?
Exactly. Why am I not getting,
They might as well bring Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J.
Well, we did in DPC. We got LL.
Well, hell, and then Busta was in that sequel to H2O, remember? Which
That's
was
true.
Horrible.
They had their turns. So, okay, let's move on from the slashers then.
Right.
What do you think of
Supernatural?
Supernatural, yeah. Why don't we do Supernatural next? The
and
ghostly.
hauntings.
Of course, that would lump in the recent ones, which you might not have seen, which are actually really quality. Conjuring 1 and 2. I really like the first 2. Actually, I like all 3 Insidious movies. And then Annabelle 2 was good. Ouija 2 was good. There's a lot of these haunting-like movies
it's the thing right now.
Yeah, it is. So, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not big on paranormal ghost movies. I like some that are cool, like Poltergeist. The original is just classic. Classic, and I love that movie.
Directed by Toby Hooper, or do you believe the rumors that
I
was pretty
don't
much
believe,
Spielberg?
I believe it was Spielberg.
I did a whole review and I said I think it's Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he had a lot of passion for that movie. It was a childhood fantasy of his. He was fulfilling something that he had thought about for a long time.
Mhm.
And he was contractually obligated on ET. He wasn't allowed to be directing another movie.
He was
So
still
he
on
was
set for,
always on set.
And they showed
always,
him behind the
yeah.
camera.
He was
Mhm.
always like doing this, directing actors. I'm pretty sure Steven Spielberg directed that movie, and it's just, and we'll never know for sure. They'll probably go to their grave because if they haven't come out with it by now.
No.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and that'd be like the last thing. You'd be like, "Yep, I directed Poltergeist."
on the
Bye.
finally. And dude, that shit had coach in it. MOON. That spells coach. That's a double joke for you people.
Oh man, yeah, the nerds will love them both. Yeah, no, and actually, here's where we and this is a thing we need to get into because this will be a good discussion, but and it has to do with something that I just found out that we apparently have a lost review on the show. We are now at a point where we will be unable to recover our review of Poltergeist that we did live at
from Comic-Con.
From Comic-Con 2015. 2 years ago we did it. And we filmed it there, and I just never got around to editing it, and eventually I deleted the Phoenix Comic-Con footage without realizing it. Without remembering that review was from that footage, rather than the Season 3 review footage, which I still had. So it's gone, but all four of the core four of the show actually really liked the remake.
Oh yeah,
And
I've never watched it. I've seen clips.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
See, I wasn't
Sam
sure
Rockwell,
if there would be a tension as far as remakes versus non-remakes. If you care, do you care?
What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I guess I'm cynical. It's just a lot of them seems to be cash grabs. They seem to be relying on title recognition.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. Like, so there are good remakes out there, but there are so many that have come and gone and been forgotten, and nobody owns them in their collection. You know, they'll own the originals. A lot of people won't own a lot of these forgotten remakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Well, most of the good remakes came out in the 80s, in my opinion. And so that's what my favorite
The Fly,
pure horror
the
movie
Thing.
ever is The Blob. I
The Blob,
love the
yeah.
80s Blob so much, man. And still got some of the most gruesome practical I've ever
Great
seen.
practicals.
The fact that they killed people you never would have thought would get
Killed a
killed
kid.
in that movie. Yeah, that kid was a little shithead, though. Let's be honest there. But I didn't think the football player who you thought was going to be the hero at the beginning, he gets killed in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and it's some of the best kills in the movie. You got Erica Leniak in it. Ooh, yes, all kinds of awesome stuff going on in that movie. So,
Well, I was kind of like down on that movie a little bit until I watched it recently, and then I had to be like, damn, okay, yeah, this is better than I remember.
it's good, man.
I always knew the practicals were great, like that,
Yeah.
fantastic. Like,
There's some hammy
the work.
performances. I'll
yeah,
admit it.
the main guy's wig is so distracting.
I think that was his real hair, dude.
It really is.
Yeah. Matt Dillon's brother. What the hell is his name? I can't think of it.
I don't know either.
Damn.
I'm going to jump in here, though, guys.
Do it,
We're
do
going
it.
to address the comments because we haven't yet. So,
Ah.
we've got Rogue Reaper watching. We're back!
Yes.
Tony Robinson, what up? Late Horror Show. Hey, guys. Dino. Sandra is back. Rubber Soul says, it's okay, so the connection is good now. Brady says, where you been? Hi. Oh, yeah, Brady, who is a huge viewer of our live streams. He watches all of our game streams, right? And he always asks about you. So this is the first time he's been able to see you since we've been chatting with him.
Hey man, what up, Brady? I actually think I saw him comment on the Annabelle review, and he was like, "Heine's back" or something like that.
Yep, probably
Okay,
so. Yep.
I never left. I just don't video game very much. So.
Yeah, so Brady's 10 and he's watching.
What up, dude?
And let's see. Rogue Reaper asks. We'll just answer this real quick, and then we will get back to the get to know part. Who's the better horror villain, Leprechaun or Chucky? And I'm gonna go definitely Chucky for me.
I'm team Chucky. But then again,
I'm really torn. I might go Leprechaun, dude.
Really?
I've never been a big Chucky fan. The killer dolls that I liked, are Puppet Master, and that series is gone to shit. So, I don't know. I didn't watch Chucky as a kid. I'm one of those kids who I watched Freddy as a kid. I watched Jaws and all these other things, but I didn't watch Chucky any of the first 3 films until I was in my teens, and I was like, this is dumb. Maybe that's why I liked Bride of Chucky so much, because of the fact that
It's so weird that that's his favorite.
Bride
to
is
me.
my favorite. Yeah, I think the
Bride
one with
is
the kids
okay.
shooting each other. I mean, maybe of the original 3, the second one at the doll factory stuff in the orphanage. I mean, that was pretty good.
What did you think of Curse?
Oh, I like Curse. I mean, it's not perfect, but I like it.
It's nice to get like the first 3 Chuckies are back somehow.
It brought back a little bit of that tone. It's not as jokey or comedic, or it's not as meta like Seed of Chucky, which I don't like Seed.
Seed I didn't like either.
I respect their kind of poking fun at themselves, meta humor, but I don't dig that movie.
Are you excited for Cult?
I am. I didn't give a crap until I saw the trailer because
really?
They gave us that teaser, which is just a clip show.
Right,
It's usually a bad sign. So I was like, oh, this is not good. And then they gave us a trailer, and I was like, hey,
the Red Band was a good one. The non-Red Band was not as
great. I think I saw the Red Band.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, I've only seen like the first Leprechaun. I've never seen any more.
Yeah,
so
really.
Like Jennifer Aniston.
It gets so stupid and cheesy, but it's just about can we find the cool kills. Yeah, and then when he goes to the hood, are really fun.
Yeah, then when he goes to space and everything, he did go back.
He smokes weed and does a rap. Like it's so crazy.
I still remember that they ended up totally copying for American Horror Story. It was I think it was the first Leprechaun one I ever saw. It was the 3rd one where he's in Vegas, and they got the guy in the saw in the box, and everybody thinks it's part of the act, and he's just cutting through the guy, and then he pulls him in half, and like entrails are just falling.
That's awesome.
All
I forgot that was in there.
That's an awesome.
Yeah, no, dude. 3 is in Vegas. 4 is in space, and then 5 and 6 are in the hood.
Yeah.
And then 7 was a reboot. 7 was a reboot,
and
which that reboot I could have done without.
The World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, it was a wrestler.
Was it Origins? Or
yeah, Leprechaun Origins.
And
it was
did have Warwick Davis in it.
They tried to make it a creature, and it was horrible.
Yeah, Warwick Davis, man.
So, okay, Edward D is also here. Thank God we back, bitches.
Yeah.
Descendant of Seth says, hey, the horror show, can I ask a question? Are you looking forward to see the It movie? And
not at all.
Yeah, let me just say that's, he's being sarcastic because we've done 3 trailer reactions to them since they've started dropping trailers 2 months ago. We've been going for over 3.5 years as a channel. And those 3 episodes are in our top 5 most viewed episodes of all time because people just love to see us talk about it. Because we do half-hour episodes where we watch the trailer and then we go through and break it down bit by bit, frame by frame. Yeah. And people really love. Like I got a comment just today or just yesterday from the last one that we did like 3 weeks ago,
which is just over the views on the
other
two.
Easily the best trailer reaction I've seen in a long time, guys. It's like we're pointing out shit. We try and make it worth their time, you know.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's the most liked of all the videos on the channel now too.
It is. It's the highest
like
liked one too. It's like 860 something.
Leapfrog the other 2. So
yeah.
Crazy.
So what do you think? Are you excited about the new It movie?
Well, I'm on the outside where I'm not a It fan.
At all? Like the series or the book or any of it?
No, but I must say though the trailer looks interesting to me, so I'm gonna be checking.
Which one did you see? The recent one?
Whatever the first one. So I haven't seen any of the recent.
Oh, okay.
More recent.
The most recent one, not the teaser where you got the full first scene, but the most recent trailer where you actually heard his voice and he like he's like, here, take it. Like he's just got this delivery that's like, oh man, that's really good, because everyone was worried. They waited 3 trailers before they gave us his voice.
Huh.
And because everyone was like, what's it going to sound like? What's it going to sound like? And luckily, it sounds creepy as fuck.
And
but it sounds childlike, which is so smart. It doesn't sound like a deep man. Hiya, Georgie.
It's almost
it's not that.
Entice in a kid because he's a kid.
Yes,
himself,
I can do a Tim Curry,
let's
bitches. What? What?
You know,
Step to me.
That sort of shizzle, but.
So I'm not jumping on any kind of bandwagon, but I actually do find clowns to be creepy.
Same.
So that might have something to do with my avoidance of the original movie. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't go out of my way to rewatch it.
I saw it when I was like 6 or 7, and it fucked me up.
Oh, I would imagine.
It really did. I mean, it's a clown killing kids, and I am gonna.
That shower scene is what got me when he opens up the shower hole. So it's like, oh, it doesn't matter that they can't fit through that hole; they'll just make it bigger. And then he puts his head down and is like, of course they fade out. Why fade out on that? But anyway.
Because it was made for TV.
I know.
I do have to mention really quickly, we had somebody on Twitter tag us or try to get us to watch because it's in front of the Annabelle movie. And
yeah,
I'm
the
sure,
scene. That's the opening scene, the Georgia scene.
I'm sure because we were at the press screening, it didn't have all of the trailers that you would see. I watched it. Without realizing what it was. It was only maybe 2 minutes, and he talks.
Don't tell me.
He talks and says a couple more lines. I'm not going to reveal anything, but it's good.
Okay, so okay. Well, that's fine. Leave it at that.
Good.
Let me just say, this is a good comment. Joseph Savary says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say love the show. I'm currently deployed and watching you guys. Death helps kill the time. Keep doing an awesome job and bringing us the best and latest and greatest horror news." Dude, we got a dude out over across in the military watching us, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I hope he means us.
These people don't know who I am.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure.
They are gonna
We got
learn.
some people over here. Yeah, cool to see you guys and the Death Twitch, says Late Horror Show. Guys, yeah, if you haven't, go over and subscribe to the Death Twitch's channel. Is it just youtube.com/the Death Twitch?
No, it's like it's kind of a mess because it's my old name.
Okay.
Genius.
So if they search
if
for
you
the
just
Death
search
Twitch,
the Death Twitch, it'll come up. I have the big bloody hand.
Yeah, it's the bloody hand. It's actually a really great
See it.
signifier. When you're messaging back and forth because of the white background, it just looks like someone just keeps putting a bloody handprint whenever you say something.
I
That's
made it
actually
with the white
cool.
background on purpose.
Yeah,
So
that
I
was like, you
blend
had to
in.
have done that. So that
Yeah.
was smart, man, smart. But yeah, go and subscribe. He's taking a little bit of a sabbatical for the moment, but he's got a lot of good content on there that you guys can check out.
I've got
Hours of content.
Hundreds
So.
of reviews, I think, at least.
Yeah, he's got over 300 videos. I know I saw earlier. So make sure you go over and support the guy. Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, Edward D. Scream is great. Fuck what you heard. Okay? If it wasn't for Scream, the sequels do not happen. Okay.
well, true.
Let's
Scream
see.
brought back the slasher genre for a little while.
Unfortunately, most of what it brought back were Halloween H2O and I Know What You Did Last
Yeah.
Summer. Although I stand by Urban Legend, guys. Like I said earlier, I love that movie.
Rubber Soul says remake Bones with Snoop, and I'm going to take issue with that because I actually really like that movie.
I do too.
I thought Snoop did a good job, and it's a haunted sort of apartment building. It's just a big building
It's
that
like
this.
a vengeful spirit, kind of.
He's a vengeful spirit. He was killed in this broken down building, and then this kid buys it and throws like a rave party in it, and then Snoop's soul is released to start killing all the kids in there.
When was it made?
90.
It was late 90s,
Yeah, that
early
sounds about
2000s.
right.
Maybe
like that.
2002. Yeah.
Check it out.
Okay.
It's good. No, it's good. Yeah. I could loan it to you.
I'm gonna one up you there, Rob. I think they need to either sequelize or remake Tales from the Hood.
I would be down for
I
that.
love Tales
That would
from
be
the
a
Hood.
weird to get another sequel all this time later.
but yeah, it was some. I mean,
I'm
some
not saying I
racial
wouldn't
tension
welcome it.
climate and stuff,
Yeah,
and certain
sure.
very on point social issues that have been going down lately. I think that they could really put something memorable together without delving into politics or social stuff. But yeah, it would hit hard. Think of Get Out meets Tales from the Hood. I think it would be bitchin'. Actually, let's get Jordan Peele on that. Get on
Yeah,
that,
for
dude.
sure. I'm gonna go grab something to illustrate my point here, but Rogue Reaper does follow up saying, "What does the horror show think of Freddy Krueger?" We all just mentioned
Yeah.
that he's pretty much our favorites, or he's our favorites, right?
Yeah.
And you, Eric, where does he sit
I
with
love
you?
Freddy. In fact, the thing about when I was a kid, as much as I loved Jason and Michael and Pinhead and all those guys, I was afraid of them. But I wasn't afraid of Freddy for some reason. So
I had Freddy nightmares.
In my mind, he was my friend, and I was like, he's gonna protect me from Jason when Jason busts through the door the way he does. I was like, Freddy will take him out.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting the two of them squaring off anyway.
There was
so it
something
just
about
took a
those
while.
two that always was meant to be like verses, always.
Mhm.
So this is something I just got at. I'm sorry. This is something I just got at Game On Expo. We did an interview with the artist that did this, along with some other really cool things. And this is how much I love Freddy. It's the one thing I was willing to pay for. Luckily, my lovely girlfriend got it for me. So it's this right here.
We can't see it.
They can't see it, but the
Oh,
camera
that's not
can.
even
The back looks great.
So that's some really cool. It's like paint blotched art over paint blotch art. So here, I'll show these guys now.
Yeah.
Anything Freddy's cool.
I'll turn on the light so you can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
there you go.
Pretty sweet, right?
Got the nice
There you do.
Pretty
red
dear.
black, good
All right.
colors for it.
So that's how much I love Freddy. I'm gonna set that down there and
But
go
you
back
were-
to my
you were
seat.
afraid of
Since
him,
you're
though.
already.
I was afraid of him enough that I had nightmares. He never got me.
I never will. Well, that's why you're still here with us, sir.
Yeah, exactly. No, the nightmares that I had three recurring big budget nightmares. I had Jaws.
Yeah, it was
two different Jaws scenarios that would recur. One of them was I was out and I had to swim to an island and he was between me and the island. The other one was really fucking freaky when I think about like a 12-year-old kid having this nightmare. But I was in a flooded jail. And I'm like in one of the cells, all the cell doors are open, but it's flooded almost to the ceiling, and there's a shark in there, and I have to try and get out of the jail. Freud would have a fucking field day with that nightmare. I don't remember how I got out of it. So yeah, Jaws is one, Freddy's another, and then the third and the most frequent were Tremors dreams. I was so scared of graboids being in Arizona, being surrounded by desert.
Yes, we were close.
You know, it was very feasible for a graboid to get me at any point.
Sure.
So I did not like the graboids. I mean that I love those movies. They're some of my favorite. And in actual, the only piece of artwork that we have is one that we commissioned by the same guy that did this year's Harkins Cup. As a matter of fact. He made us an original graboid picture that's on our set that people can see on our reviews and stuff.
So
and
I guess what we're leading to is, does Eric like the Tremors movie?
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I do, but I'm not overly familiar with the sequels. I like the first one. I've seen it quite a bit. I've seen the second one, and I don't think I've seen beyond that. Although I get a lot of recommendations. People tell me to check them out.
Will you watch the new series that is being done with Kevin Bacon reprising his role?
I don't know. I don't watch TV and series not any of the stuff that everybody loves. I've never seen.
Okay.
So probably not. If it's like exceptional reviews, and people are always like,
maybe
it's
you'll watch the
amazing.
pilot.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
All right. Fair point.
I'm going to use that as a segue, though, into monster movies, which I know are
that's another subgenre our favorite subgenre.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I like The Blob so much. That's why we enjoy The Thing. Aliens is my favorite sci-fi horror film for that reason. And I mean, even as recently as like Brian Bertino's The Monster from last year, I thought was really exceptional. Do you like the creature genre, or like how does it compare to slasher movies for you?
I don't know. I think I'm kind of indifferent. I like The Blob and The Thing, like you mentioned, The Fly. I like even going back to the Universal monsters. I like those monsters. But I don't find myself gravitated to them. Like, I don't go out of my way to see them. So if you put on a monster movie, I'll sit and watch it.
No. Okay,
but
so something like Feast or The Relic,
I've seen Feast.
Or
I haven't seen The Relic.
help me. Relic's great.
I watched.
That's really good.
The Host.
The Host, yeah.
Yeah,
I watched that.
That would be another one. Yeah.
Outlander. Have you seen Outlander?
I haven't.
That one. I keep telling this guy to see it. He won't fucking watch it
It's
yet.
sitting on my table.
You really got to watch
Probably
it.
saw it today.
I've been wanting to rewatch it. Would you watch it so I can show Brittany?
Yeah, we have your woman.
It's awesome. It's basically it's a really cool mashup where Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus, of course, he plays. I actually really love Jim Caviezel in Frequency. I thought Frequency was a really amazing. Oh man, it's good. But anyway, he plays a space bounty hunter that is transporting a creature that he has that he's captured, and they crash land on Earth during Viking times. And the beast gets free, and he has to try and get it, but he doesn't have access to any of his weaponry because it sank when he crashed. And so he has to use Viking weapons and defend this Viking town.
That sounds pretty interesting.
From this massive creature, and it's fucking so cool because the creature's bioluminescent, and it's got this scorpion tail, but it's like got like 5 little tails on the end that all each light up and stuff. It's like a lure fish kind of creature too. Like, it's fucking awesome, dude.
That kind of reminds me of another creature movie, Deep Rising, where it was the big,
that was weak compared to Outlander, but go ahead.
No. At least the fact that each of the tentacles had like the individual mouth, and it spread open like a flower and was all crazy.
Was
looking
Deep
like
Rising
that.
the Sean Cunningham movie? Or was that
No,
Deep Star
you're actually
6?
thinking it's either Deep Star 6 or Leviathan, and
Oh,
I own both of those. Yeah.
It's so stupid how I all blend them together.
No, those easily though, dude. Those two movies came out.
Those two are
Leviathan
like
and
the
Deep
same
Star
in
6
my
came out the same year.
Yeah, I
no
remember
wow,
when that happened
Yeah.
because I was kind of confused. That was my first introduction to the fact that Hollywood does that a lot.
Yeah.
They'll release two the same kind of movie.
Volcano and
around the
Dante's
same
Peak.
time.
Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Yeah, they do that. I don't know what the deal is with that.
All right, so some of these guys invoked when we started talking about bones. They thought we were mentioning the comic Bone, which I actually have sitting on the shelf right here. But no, that's not what we're talking about because that is for kids. Daniel Barker says hi. Shannon Ravon is here. Says hi.
Shannon.
Okay, let's see. Dodson43 is here. Cobra Kai. Hey guys, haven't been on in a bit. You guys still growing in subs? Yeah, man. Every day. We're at right now. In fact, right now, today, our last 28 days is the highest average subscriber count we've ever had, with over 1,200 people joining in the last 28 days. So thank you to all of you that decide to watch this particular video. We appreciate it. Daniel, hello.
28 days later.
Hi, what happened to the Nazi Zombies Call of Duty reaction? As a matter of fact, we've had so much going on that we haven't been able to do many trailer reactions. The ones you've been seeing on the channel are ones we've recorded a while back, except for maybe a couple of them. So we're actually going to sit down and do a number of reactions, and we will we'll make sure that the Call of Duty Nazi Zombie ones is one of them, because I still haven't watched that. So we can still do that. It's still coming. But this whole weekend, when we normally gather as a show to do trailer reactions, we were covering the Game On Expo. So we're doing what we can, but we got some really cool interviews coming to you guys as a result of that. So bear with us.
Stay tuned.
Okay, let's see. What new genre of horror do you guys want to see? Says Tony Robinson.
New genre? We'll have to
Wait, does he mean something that doesn't exist though?
I think so. I mean, if we could just create a new genre right now, we would probably be wealthy guys.
Can you do that anymore?
Is there anything new under the sun? I mean, I guess you could combine like subgenres from different things, or like shit. I don't know, man.
I wonder if that's even what he meant, or if we're just misinterpreting the question.
I don't know. I'll keep scrolling and find out.
Did you get the typos, huh?
He's looking for us to do his job for him. Like, yeah, come up with a new genre.
Dodson's answer was Leprechaun because he has magical powers, and Chucky is just a doll. There's a valid point there. There's a valid
Chucky
point there.
knows
Leprechaun.
Chucky knows voodoo, but not enough to get himself
out of a body. Yeah, not after 6 movies.
No, he's stuck, yeah.
All right, so Edward D. Tales from the Hood is one of my favorite movies.
Amen,
Arabian Nights, like Arabian Days. What? All right, you're gonna make me do this. Arabian Nights, like Arabian Days.
Teasing excitement.
More often than not, are hotter than hot in a lot of good ways.
That makes me
All
want
right,
to
there you
see
go.
some
Thank you very
Arabian
much.
horror. Like let's
All right.
get some more Wishmaster stuff.
If you if you did that on purpose, you son of a bitch, I hate you because I can't resist the Disney lyric.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony Robinson, I prefer Chucky. Leprechaun was too goofy. Daniel Barker, wait, was there a Chucky Leprechaun movie? No, but that's a fucking idea. That's an idea. Leprechaun goes to New Orleans, and then Chucky's there because of voodoo. You know, maybe you could work that out. I think.
But everybody would want the verses, but maybe they could team up. Just wisecrack together.
Well, it would be a typical. It'd be like a comic book team up, right? Where it always starts out they're against each other, and then they're like, "Oh, common goal. We like to kill people. Let's kill people together."
Kill together.
But then, of course, they'd have to be each other's undoing in the climax, right? They'd have to.
I think they should kill all the characters and live happily ever after.
They can only work
that's
together.
sweet.
Hey, it's a new millennium. You know, we're being progressive here on the horror show.
The Death Twitch is a progressive dude. I gotta say. All right, so here we go. Rubber Soul says, I meant to differentiate that from the TV show. I like the Snoop Dogg movie. That was after the Queen Latifah mention. Okay, sorry. He was talking to someone else. Yeah, but he said, Dodson says in response, yeah, because a killer doll is so not goofy. All right, guys, calm down. Relax.
Hey, take it easy.
Throw down.
Dodson says Freddy vs. Jason is so underrated. I can agree with that, although at the same time, I don't know how underrated because people seem to like it.
Right. I don't know if I'd call it underrated. I definitely enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
But there's the people out there that either genuinely just don't like it, or some people are just contrarians and like it. They don't like it because a lot of people do. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but we waited so long for Freddy vs. Jason and finally got it. Like I literally was checking out Fangoria for years waiting for that movie.
Dude, they had a weigh-in in Las Vegas between the two of them.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It was such cheese,
Did
man.
they really? I
Yeah.
thought that's pretty
Video
cheesy.
showed up on YouTube recently
Yeah,
about it, and I was
it's
watching
cheesy.
it on it was like Shock or
That's
Fangoria or
hilarious.
something.
I thought the cheesiest horror movie tie-in was Sadako and Kayako throwing out the first pitch last year.
I think that's so cheesier.
That was crazy. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my god! You know Sadako and Kayako from The Ring and the Grudge? They literally, Sadako went and threw the pitch while Kayako caught it, and they each had to like do their movements all the way out to like their positions on the field, which is a long walk for the pitcher.
That's cheesier than the Freddy Jason.
That's what I think so.
It is. But I didn't know that happened, so immediately I'm like, that's fucking cheesy. So
Speaking of Freddy vs. Jason, I'm disappointed we didn't get the true film sequel that was supposed to be with Ash thrown into the mix. It
I'm
just,
surprised we
just
didn't
came
get
as a
sequel
comic
at
book.
all.
Yeah.
I thought right
True.
away they'd be working on that because I mean it was, you know what, when this movie came out it made like 30 something in opening weekend, which is pretty good. But that was back then.
it made a total of like 70 over its run.
It did fine, and like those movies, that's gonna put asses in seats. Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to see that.
They do,
So
for sure.
I was totally waiting, especially with the wink at the end. I was like, there's gonna be a sequel out next year.
Yeah, God, one
But-
would have hoped.
But the fact that it took so long to come out, I think maybe they were expecting even bigger numbers because of how popular the franchises were in, you know, the 80s and the early 90s and whatnot. And by that point, I don't think we had seen the Nightmare reboot yet, or the Friday reboot, and those came
No.
a few years later. So why didn't this happen, guys?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, returning here, Tony Robinson. I wish Wes Craven had a chance to do a Nightmare 8. I agree, although Nightmare 7 was pretty perfect for a guy that didn't want to necessarily jump back into the well.
Are you talking New Nightmare?
Yeah, love New Nightmare.
I agree. I really love New
That
I think 3 and 7 are the best ones.
That was also on the meta side too.
Oh,
of course.
Crazy
That was
meta.
90.
People playing themselves. I was
Yeah,
94,
94.
95,
It was
yeah.
free screen meta.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it was for
But
sure.
needed
And
to
also-
Wes Craven to do that. But-
Yeah.
It was he was dipping his toe. He was dipping his toe.
And then you hired the Dawson's Creek guy to help him out. So whatever.
Okay, Rubber Soul says, what Nightmare on Elm Street movie was it where Freddy showed up in a soda cup? I've been trying to find the clip.
What?
That never happened.
You might be thinking of this show. The TV
Yeah,
series.
Freddy's
Yeah.
Nightmares, maybe.
He might have shown up in that. I haven't seen all of those because I know he was only in like 3
That
of them,
sounds
but
amazing.
Freddy never showed up
I
in a
wanna
soda
see
cup.
this.
He was on a pizza and he was holding a Roach Motel, but
Played video games.
He was,
did.
yeah, he
With Power
was
Glove.
with the power. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. And he
Yeah,
was
he did have
Super
the power-
Freddy.
the power
I
glove
love
that-
Super Freddy. Faster than a bastard maniac. More powerful than a local magnet.
That's played by a whole nother actor.
I know. Yeah,
Was it?
yeah. But it was still they did Robert Englund's voice.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Riley Quezada. Hey guys, I'm coming from the Death Twitch fan base, but I'm glad to discover you guys. You guys sound like a cool channel, and I look forward to your future videos. Awesome. Thanks, Riley. What's up? Yeah, we're getting some cross-pollination. So y'all from our fan base, Rubber Soul, I want all you guys, Brady, Rogue Reaper, y'all go over to the
Edward
Death
D,
Twitch. Edward D,
yeah.
make sure you subscribe to the
Shannon.
Death Twitch too. Give them some love back.
This is like a menage a trois.
Oh
It really
yeah,
is.
Menage a audience. Yeah. All right, so let's
Is it okay
see.
that I'm slightly aroused?
Oh, I've been that way the whole time. You kidding me?
Half
Do you
chirp,
think
yeah.
all those bumps were my hands? No,
Now it makes
not
sense.
at all.
Oh my god. I'm half
Yeah,
chirp.
no. So if there's any other viewers from the Death Twitch channel, just so you guys know, we are a horror variety channel, and that is to say we cover anything and everything under the horror umbrella. Our current schedule sits every single day. We release a trailer reaction, so that's a given. But Mondays are reviews of either movies or TV. Tuesdays are either grab bag or an additional bad trailer, which we call Terrible Trailer Tuesdays.
TTT.
Wednesday is, since it's new comic book day, I do a horror comic book themed episode. Thursday we do con coverage, so whether it be a celebrity interview or a panel from Phoenix Comic Con that we ran or a booth interview, that's on Thursday. Friday is always the news. Saturday has become our both Let's Play and live stream day. And then Sunday is Hail to Stephen King. So, lots of content. At least 15 episodes every single week, so lots of good shit. Turn on the notifications if you want to watch it all. Turn them off if you don't want to get annoyed.
Hit the little dingling bell. Yeah.
Do you ever just wake up and find that you've been editing something?
I sleep at it. Yeah, no, it's actually it's somnambuletism.
That's the clinical distinction for it. Yes.
No. Honestly, I'm very lucky that my girlfriend lives with me, or else I would never see her. And at that point, it's like, hey babe, how's it going? And she's like,
sing karaoke over here in the corner.
yeah, pretty much. So that is what we do here on this channel. I'm glad to have you on board watching. Thank you very much. Luckily, we do a lot of current stuff. We see movies early all the time. We put up our review of Annabelle Creation on Tuesday night when the movie came out Friday. We saw War of the Planet of the Apes 3 weeks early. I'm hoping against hope, and we actually had Patrick come up and tell us that he's working on getting an early screening for it.
We
so
just don't know how many
we don't know how many tickets we'll get, but we will be seeing it early as well. So fuck yes, that is worth doing all this work for the past 3 years to be able to see movies I want to see early.
Except for seeing The Dark Tower early.
Hell yeah, that was a bummer. Okay, who do you guys think will get cast as Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? That's not
horror.
Really horror. We can't really. I don't really know. I don't even know Adam Warlock.
Guardians 3?
Yeah, Guardians 3. I'm sure you meant.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah. No. Well, he was technically in Guardians 2, but he was in his cocoon still. But yeah, I don't know. Whoever can pull off a gold man. Will be fun. So
I just laughed about David Hasselhoff's music video recently.
I didn't even watch that. I can't stand him.
Is it a new one?
It's for a song for the Blu-ray release of
Guardians 2. Yeah.
It's not a good song.
Did you watch Guardians? Do you like
Oh
Guardians?
yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't read comic books, so I don't know all, like that part of it. So I'm sorry, guys. But I like the movies just fine, and I thought the second one was even better.
The second one was great. That opening sequence, dancing and the shit just going on behind him. It's so good.
I love that they're like having these hits with this movie. I feel like again, not a comic expert, but I feel like maybe it was a bit of a risk that they were taking. I'm glad to see like
bringing on James Gunn, especially
hundreds of millions of dollars risk.
The Dawn of the Dead remake and stuff. So they brought a low budget horror guy to do this big budget franchise.
Not only that, dude, how many low budget horror guys are now in big budget?
They brought
Godzilla 2.
Scott Derrickson with Doctor Strange.
Scott Derrickson did Doctor Strange. The guy that's doing Godzilla 2,
Adam Wingard.
Adam Wingard, who did Blair Witch.
No. Most recently he did Blair Witch, but he also did he did Origin of Evil, the Ouija movie, if you remember.
Right.
And
Godzilla 2 is the guy that did Krampus. No, what is
Godzilla? Okay, it is.
Yeah, the guy that did Krampus is directing Godzilla 2. Michael Dougherty.
Yeah, it's the Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah,
that Adam Wingard is doing.
Right.
All these
horror guys are doing
scene.
massive shit now. People. They cannot deny the fact that horror movies are the reason so many of them get made is because they're so successful. They cost little, they make a lot.
Yeah.
If you'd ever be interested, I have one that I wrote that actually got that placed in both quarter and semifinals in 2 different horror writing competitions where I'm creating my own slasher nowadays. So it is a slasher movie. If you'd ever be interested and bored, I'll send you over the file. But yeah, I love that stuff. So the fact that guys that do that sort of stuff are getting out there, like I fucking love that shit. Because Scott Derrickson was Sinister too, right?
I
believe so. Yeah, if I'm not
I can't
mistaken.
bet on it.
Yeah, I think he is. I'll bet on that, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong. That's for sure.
I'm hoping that the damn horror genre is going to get some kind of respect in Hollywood eventually, because it's always been the breaker for people, actors. It's almost always their first movie. A lot of directors. It's everybody's foot in the door, and they're not always successful. But man, horror has a very loyal fan base. It always pretty much makes them money, and yet there's a little bit of a look down on it. I don't get that.
Yeah, there's
get
a
over
stigma,
that already.
and people get typecast to act in tons of horror movies when they try to branch out. I mean, shit, even think to Vince Vaughn when he was an amazing comedic guy before, and thankfully rebounded well. But for that little period in the mid to late '90s, when he did the Psycho remake and he did Clay Pigeons, where he was the killer, and a few others, like people are starting to think, oh, is he just going to be the crazy guy now? You know, thankfully he was able to rebound because he's money and he knows it. So.
All right, guys, I got to go speed round here. Okay. Daniel Barker said he dropped us £5, baby. Thank you very much in the super chat.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're busy with creating content. Haven't played Call of Duty in a long time, but I thought the horror show will enjoy this anyway. Stay scared. I appreciate that, Daniel. We will make sure to do that tonight. Thank you for your donation. Arcane Nebula is here. Let's see. She said, I think I don't know if it's a she or he. I don't know why I assume she.
You're thinking Nebula.
Nebula. That's why. Yeah, probably. I think it was meant to be cheesy. Some people expected a genius horror movie.
From which one?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get back. Fuego, move on to the next subgenre that we haven't covered yet.
Okay,
so torture porn.
Yeah, torture porn. Eric, what are your thoughts on people inflicting horrible torture upon each other in films like Hostel and Saw? And Saw has a new entry coming in October, so I don't know. Did you like that series?
Jason said another night with the voice of an angel in reference to my singing, I hope. Sorry, go ahead. Or they could be talking about you, Eric. I don't know. Maybe you have the voice of an angel. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm not a big torture porn fan, but I like the way that I say I appreciate a good practical effect, so I can enjoy that. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I watched the Saw trailer yesterday. I'm not a Saw fan at all. I haven't even seen most of them.
Yeah, I've only seen the first and second one.
Yeah, exactly. I saw the first and the third one myself. But it's not my thing, but still I appreciate the work that goes into the effects and whatnot.
Well, maybe you wouldn't like Razor that much. Then. it's a slasher sort of with a torture porn.
Which one?
Back to it, the one I wrote.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But you'll see.
I just cringe thinking about that kill in the second Saw movie though, where they throw the drug addict girl table cat. They throw her into that huge vat of all the used syringe needles. That made me squirm and still does just thinking about it. It was the most disgusting thing I've maybe ever seen on screen.
I can understand why it would have an audience and why people would dig that, because there is a big reaction factor to it. And you go into the theater maybe or just with a group of your friends, and there's a lot of interaction between the audience and screaming and yelling about what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that.
Just not big on them though. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're in the same boat.
But the thing is, and I want to make this distinction for anybody that's from the horror show audience that might want to check out my stuff, is I stick to older movies. I don't really review a lot of new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of, if you go and check out my channel, it's a lot of 80s, 70s, and that's what you'll find. So if that's what you're into, you'll like it. If you don't care about the older movies, you might not. But I'm unfortunately, because I stick so closely to my older stuff, I'm not as knowledgeable about newer things. So I'll just sit here sometimes and listen to you guys inform me about them.
That's all right. You're clearly a pro because you're jumping in right when you need to. It's folding in quite nicely, quite frankly.
That's what she said.
Oh, whoa. Wait, you folded into it? Okay. All right, whatever. Good for you. Jason Hobbs says, hope everyone is having a great night. I'm going to speed through this, guys. Lazy Gamer, hey guys, just got done streaming KH2, I don't know what that is. What's happening? Ass Blasters rule, says Shannon Ravon in reference to Tremors 3.
The third one, yeah.
Tremors
the
3.
Second one was where they grew the legs. The
second one was when they grew legs. Third one was when they start flying via jet propulsion.
Gaseous propulsion.
Shannon Ravon says, I'll be up in that Tremors TV shit. Okay.
Get up in there, Shannon.
Alright, let's see. Rogue Reaper says, I've got all 3 Feast movies. They're pretty entertaining, gory, and disgusting horror movies. I like the first one. I thought they went downhill very sharply.
Oh man, that was the Project Greenlight one, right?
Yes.
Lazy Gamer says, I actually watched Colossal a few days ago. I really liked it.
Yeah, that was good.
It's interesting.
It's not really horror.
It's social commentary. It's Anne Hathaway giant creature movie where when she gets drunk and wanders into a particular public playground in her hometown, a giant creature appears in Seoul, Korea, and mimics her movements exactly.
What?
Yeah.
It is weird.
Someone sold that pitch to a studio.
It's from that nacho guy who did a film called was it Time?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Time Killers or Time Breakers? Or
Time Bandit? No, Time
Bandits is a
little
great movie though.
No, yeah, Time.
I love Terry Gilliam.
Time Crimes.
Yeah, Terry Gilliam though, Brazil. the Fisher King, Fear and Loathing. Like, damn, that guy's great. Man.
Okay.
Jabberwocky.
Elias Villa says, love the Death Twitch, been watching since he was fucking genius.
I told you guys.
Awesome.
Hey,
there you
So
go.
remembers. Awesome.
Jason says, I love a good creature feature, but love me a good slasher movie.
You can love both.
We should get a
It's
a
okay.
combination.
Dodson says Michael Gross, a.k.a. Burt, should be in the new Tremors show. One would hope. He's going to be in Tremors 6, which we're also getting.
I want
at the
some
beginning
Fred
of
Ward
next
too,
year.
dude. Give me Fred Ward.
Yep, we are getting Tremors 6. Excited about that. We're going to get Ice Graboids, finally.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Okay.
Weird, right? He's like,
Yeah, it sounds natural.
Let's see.
why not?
Okay, moving on.
Move along, sir.
Moving on.
So
The
should
guy
I-
from Person of Interest was in Outlander. Right, yes, that's Jim Caviezel. Yes, Jesus.
That's the price.
Horror Addicts is here. What's up? Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Damn right he was.
Hell
Affleck, you the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Dude, I've tried to watch that movie and I can never finish it.
Oh, man.
Bomb or Phantoms?
Yeah, it's probably Phantoms, I'll bet.
I love
Okay, let's see. Congrats, Horror Show. Thanks. What did I mention? The numbers? Probably mentioned numbers.
Or the
Okay.
5 pounds, I don't know.
Oh, no, probably not. Tony Robinson, hey, do you guys want to see a sequel to 13 Ghosts? I would love to see a sequel to that. I don't know that it needs to be a sequel or just... I would be okay with a remake of that, but...
Isn't it a remake? Or which one are we even talking about?
13 Ghosts?
that-
I think...
it
Was
an
that
older
Matthew
movie,
Lillard also?
And then,
Matthew Lillard was in that, but I mean, I know House on Haunted Hill was a remake.
yeah,
and
I'm
that
pretty
was from
sure
the
it was
same-
a remake
that
of a
was from the
50s
same-
movie.
Was it really? Okay.
I
event.
think so. I'm going to go with a 70% is what I
Okay.
feel confident with.
Well, correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah,
I
that's
could
actually
be
funny.
Totally wrong. I don't know.
Funny because somebody just mentioned 13 Ghosts that I interviewed today. It was the guy who played Jax in the Mortal Kombat games. He
Oh, really?
mentioned- Remember?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, it was right after Pinhead. He was like, yeah, Hellraiser was great. Pinhead. Now like 13 Ghosts, and we're just like, okay, interesting.
Now I
Very
remember that,
random,
yeah.
random decision.
Yeah. I like
Random
13 Ghosts. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
we're
was
just
tough,
like-
man.
we're like,
He was
alright.
fucking tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we interviewed all 6 people from the Mortal Kombat video game series while at the Game On Expo today, so
Oh,
look
Sonya
forward to
Blade is
those.
still a babe.
Sonya Blade is gorgeous. Oh my god. Anyway.
Wow.
Dave the cameraman is here. What up, producer Dave?
Day to day.
Okay, let's see. Best animal horror film minus Jaws.
Animal horns, or are we
Don't
talking?
say Cujo, because Cujo's not.
I wouldn't say Cujo. I mean, some people would even say Grizzly, which was a 70s copycat of Jaws.
God.
The Edge was another one people talked about. I'm doing
Well,
all
fuck
bears
you. I'll
here.
go around it. I'll say The Shallows. Suck my nuts.
Eric, any thoughts?
I don't think I can pull anything out of my mind right now.
No?
Yeah.
Um,
I'll think of it after the fact.
okay. All right. We'll jump back to it
Okay.
when you do.
After I've left.
Oh, when you're home?
going home,
Okay.
that's when I'll think of the perfect
All right.
answer.
All right.
Even though it's a melding of 2 different genres, I think the stuff that had animals in the or Adam Green Frozen, that was only a couple scenes, but those really messed me up.
Okay, yeah, Arcane Nebula can't find the clip that they both remember vividly.
Freddy in the
Freddy
soda
in the
cup?
soda cup.
It's
Someone,
been a while
but someone
since I've
else,
watched them,
I think
so-
someone else jumped in and said that was from Freddy's Nightmares. I think it might have been the Horror Addict.
It sounds
actually.
like it would be.
Well, he was on like 3 episodes of the show, right?
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
remember he
I
had the
think he
guitar and he
introed
was jumping,
always.
but like actual like episodes that involved him, though. I think.
Lazy Gamer says the only thing I remember from the Leprechaun franchise is the pot in the guy's stomach, the pot of gold, and the girl whose breasts, butt, and lip explode.
Yeah, that was in the 3rd one, also the same one in Vegas where the guy got sawed in half.
Horror Addict says I want to see a Hangover movie starring Chucky, Leprechaun, the Ginger Dead Man, and Billy the Puppet.
Ginger Dead
Oh, yeah.
Man with crazy
Gary Busey. Gary Busey.
Gary Busey. My son's gonna be the next predator.
Oh, the Ginger Dead Man movies are horrible.
Yeah, so everything Full Moon since the mid '90s has been such shit. I love the old Subspecies films and the Trancers ones with Tim Thomerson and the first 3, maybe 4 Puppet Master movies, 2 especially. But
I agree.
I don't know, man. They just lost their way. I'm
They
sorry.
really did.
Okay, man.
They're still making those Puppet Master movies.
Well, and you know they have a remake coming, right? Done by the Bone
Yeah.
Tomahawk director. Have you seen Bone Tomahawk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, what'd you think of that?
Oh, it's great.
Man, that one kill though,
that
right?
Scene,
Wishboning.
I'm gonna say I feel like that's almost a solid, perfect movie. I'd give it a 9.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's like a perfect Western, and then suddenly it's like, Oh fuck! This is a horrible horror movie.
Yeah, and the ensemble had time to
Oh,
just
so
get their
good.
chemistry
Yes,
together.
exactly.
And Matthew Fox and
Matthew Fox was surprisingly amazing in that
He was
movie.
surprisingly
as
chilling
the
in
dandy
that
killer.
movie.
You
Yeah,
know,
just didn't give a shit.
I thought it was hilarious. I don't know if it was supposed to be a funny comedy, but I was laughing a lot. I don't mean like in a disrespectful way.
No.
It just seemed like there was a lot of comedy underlying what was going on, what was said.
Even at the beginning, where you had the cameos from Arquette and from Sid Haig,
Yeah.
they were
Oh,
interplaying
yeah.
between
That's
each
how the
other.
movie
They were
started.
talking smack and just joking with each other. And they
I
attacked
went
out.
into that movie fairly blind. Somebody
Yeah,
just
so
said
did
watch
we.
Bone Tomahawk, so I started it, and it was those two, and I was like, what am I getting myself into?
well, that's some of the best thing when you're like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna let this play out.
Well, because then there's no burden of expectation,
Sure.
you know, which all that happened with like an Alien
Yeah.
Covenant with me this year, or I mean, second season of Ash vs. Evil Dead, or whatever it may be, and anything Stephen King pretty much, where I go in hoping it's going to be great. It's tough when you're hoping for amazingness and get mediocrity or.
The
turds.
expectations is a problem for me, and I sometimes that's why I might avoid things.
On
Just-
trailers,
just to
right?
not see. I don't want to see. I might just go into a movie and not have seen anything about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's sometimes the best way to go.
Yeah.
All right,
It's tough
so
in this age, though.
let's see. Would you guys want to see an Ash vs. Evil Dead and a Stand Against Evil crossover? No.
A what?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's not even worth hearing about.
Diego Perez is here. He says The Descent. That's all
Yeah.
he says, but I really like The Descent.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
good.
actually really like the sequel too because it's one of those that picks up right where the last one left off.
I'm
It's
have
the
to check
same
out
girl.
that sequel.
Actually, it's really neat. If I recall correctly,
Well, that's because the
it
different
starts
endings,
off
though.
where it's it starts off where you think she's escaped and then she like wakes up and she's back underground.
That's
she
the
never
original
actually
ending.
escaped. Oh,
But
was
they
it?
changed
Okay.
the ending for the theatrical release, and so
Oh.
if they had gone with the original ending, there would be no sequel.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
She
because in
would've
the
still
sequel
been
they
in
go
there.
back down. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and she
The sequel was good. You should watch the
wasn't
sequel.
bad. Although
is it
it-
the same director?
I don't know if it was the
Neil-
same
Neil
director, but it's the
Marshall.
same actors.
Yeah.
So.
It's Neil Marshall. I don't believe came back to direct. He also
Oh yeah,
did
because he did the wolf one, right? The
Dog Soldiers.
Dog Soldiers,
Yeah,
right.
and he's also the one who's doing the Hellboy remake right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's the one movie with James Marsden? Disturbing Behavior? Was that?
Yeah, damn good movie. Katie Holmes.
really?
Wow.
That
He
was
was in Straw
mid
Dogs,
'90s.
too.
Oh, okay. There you
What's
go.
your drug of choice? What do you got?
Okay. Let's see. Riley Quezada, are you guys into the Hitchcock films? If so, what are some of your favorites? Mine is either Rope or Psycho. Now.
Rear Window.
David, I actually saw a comment later. Dave said he's been trying to get me to watch Hitchcock for years. The only one I've ever seen is The Birds, all the way through. I've never
Oh,
seen
that's
it.
the only
That's the only Hitchcock I've
Hitchcock.
ever seen.
You gotta check out more Hitchcock.
Why though? It's
Because he
The
was
Birds
a
is not
genius. Yeah, I
the
mean,
I didn't
best
like
stuff
him for The
he's
Birds. Yeah.
as far as just a building tense thriller goes, I briefly mentioned Rear Window right now. That's one that's been spoofed and sent up by everything from The
yeah,
Simpsons
for real.
to, I mean, who knows what else. And Simpsons bit where Bart breaks his leg is actually really good.
Oh, I remember that episode.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, I love The Psycho. I love Rope. Rope. The whole story is great. The technical aspects of how they filmed it is amazing, and Rear Window is great. I'm not the biggest expert on Hitchcock, but everything I've seen I've always liked. Frantic. The Birds.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
I want to say I like The Birds. It feels unfinished. There's so. I'm generally a guy that's cool with minimal soundtrack or score, but that movie has so little music,
Mm-hmm.
so little.
You
Like I
just
feel
hear the
like
flapping of the wings. and all
sometimes,
that scenes.
a lot of the time, I'm okay with that, but I feel like that movie is not even finished.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't
Maybe
know.
I should do
I
it.
wasn't. I wasn't that impressed with it. So
Yeah, you need to check out some of his other stuff.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
maybe I will. We'll see. There's
And he
so
had a
much to
great
keep up
anthology
on.
series that was out about the
Oh.
same time. Was
Yeah,
it before
Alfred
the
Hitchcock
Twilight
Presents.
Zone, or was it?
I
It was like
can't
right
remember
about the
if it
same
came
time. I know.
But it was a great one. I watched that as a kid a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Blah, 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 I've been trying to get this. Diego says, "Hey from Peru." He says, "Saludos desde Peru."
Woo.
So hello from Peru,
Awesome.
or hello, I'm in Peru, or
What's
something
that?
like that. Lazy Gamer says, "I think an Elf on the Shelf horror movie would be amazing." I would
Elf
be
on the
interested
Shelf.
to see
What
that.
about a skeleton in the what was it? Skeleton in the closet or Skelly in the book that we did?
Oh, oh god,
Skelly.
shit, what is it? Yeah, the Skeleton in the Closet.
I think it's
Yeah, Skeleton in the Closet.
I'd rather see that movie.
Yeah, me too. All right, the Screen Lounge. Could we get a guest appearance of Ash on The Walking Dead? I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it would be fun. We need more horror comedies. Yeah, what do you think about horror comedies?
I generally love horror comedies myself. I don't know what it is. Some people, you know, there are some horror fans that they really like it serious. I like a good serious horror movie, but there's something about the mixture of the comedy and horror when they do it right. And I generally like corny, so bad they're good movies anyway.
Same.
I like to laugh. I just like to laugh.
All right.
Also, laughter, I think, in horror gives you that false sense of security, especially when something really effed up happens shortly thereafter. And it's also more well-rounded with the fact that I think some people would be trying to joke through the situation as a means of coping with the insane shit.
That's why Spider-Man jokes all the time. It's because he's coping with his stress. People don't realize that.
About that. Going back to Bone Tomahawk, like I said, I was laughing throughout the whole movie until it got to the really horrific part. And then they dropped a lot of what I perceived was comedy, and it just became serious and horrific.
Oh, the third act, yeah. I don't think that third act would have hit as hard if not for the jovial, just camaraderie of the guys going in the first 2/3.
Shit. Arcane Nebula is a dude. Sorry, Arcane Nebula. Fuck, I don't know, man. My bad. It's tough to tell, right? I don't know.
So then,
I feel bad.
So then to
Rubber Soul says, just subscribe to the Death Twitch.
Damn Rizzle.
Thanks a
Rob.
lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. But check out I've got a big backlog of reviews, and I do something called a Drunken Terry. So check those out if you want to.
Oh, that sounds fun, actually. We do news with
get drunk with me. Just watch a movie and get drunk with me. You have to sync it up to your copy of the movie, but it's a good time.
Yeah. I have to give a shout out to Rob for his review of The Dark Tower having less dislikes than the arts that we did. You did a killer job, man.
Let's see. Yeah, Table Cat jumped up and people liked it. This time I'm way back at what Table Cat jumped up.
Table Cat.
The Screen Lunch says, "Oh my God, a cat! Love for the cat." Okay, let's see. Sorry guys, but I feel all my attention is on the cat. I love it.
So let's talk about stuff with cats in it. Let's talk about Sleepwalkers?
Cat's Eye.
Or Cat's Eye.
Sleepwalkers,
Stephen
Cat's
King.
Eye, yeah.
What else?
Oh yeah, Sleepwalkers, where they killed cats because the cats were the enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though they would turn into
cats.
Yeah. Weird crossbreeding kitten hybrid crazy.
Yeah, there was some incest going on in that movie.
Yeah, that was when Stephen King was on a lot of drugs and drinking himself mad. That was about the time where he couldn't remember writing Cujo, and he's writing the screenplay for this weird Sleepwalkers and stuff, and directing Maximum Overdrive.
I don't remember what the name of it was, but there was a movie about the lady being trapped in a mansion with a bunch of cats, so she was trapped in the closet because there were so many cats outside trying to kill her.
Really?
And she had to eat cat food to stay alive.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a Tales from the Crypt episode.
I think it was an anthology, and that was one of the stories.
That makes sense.
There's also The Cat from Hell from Tales from the Dark Side, which is also based on Stephen King, where they hired the hitman to go kill the cat at the house, and the old man's like, "This cat's been tormenting me. You have to kill it."
Came back.
Yeah, dude, the cat ended up like crawling out of getting his stomach and jumping out.
Boy.
Have they ever made a giant cat movie yet? Like one of the giant ant or giant spider things? They should do that.
No, but in a comic book I'm reading right now, Sacred Creatures, there are giant mystical hairless cats that are trying to track down the good person and rip them apart, like all Zool-like and all dogs and Ghostbusters-like.
Okay, amazing movie with big cats killing people. Ghost in the Darkness.
Ghost in the Darkness is great. Val Kilmer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Man.
I think that was Joel Schumacher, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so too.
Yeah, and it seems like anytime he's not making a Batman movie, Joel Schumacher is a pretty good freaking director, man. Whether it's A Time to Kill or the list goes on.
Time to Kill's good too.
Yeah, that's some horrific stuff in that movie too.
Edward D wants to know if Eric, do you like Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead?
I have to watch it. Is that?
You don't have to watch it.
You don't. Come on. Well, should I at least watch clips? Like, what's a good clip? What's the one thing I should see?
Just Poultrygeist compilation will probably get you where you need to go.
Who did that?
I don't even know. It's some horrifyingly bad Z grade director.
I'll go watch the trailer for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving was much better, and that was only 3 minutes long.
Yes.
All right. Will Rube says, "Who's the new member of the horror show?" Not a new member. I guess it's been long enough. We should reintroduce. This is Eric from the Death Twitch YouTube channel.
Go subscribe.
All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, KH2 is Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay, cool. Thank you for that clarification.
Good game.
Oh, Dave already clarified. Shit, sorry. Matt Godfrey. Oh, I love your question. He says, "Hey guys, do you read Sutta Kane?" Oh, you better fucking get it. You son of a sack of shit.
I remember the name, but both of us?
It's no. I'm looking at you. I need to know him a little bit longer before I can say that to his face. In the Mouth of Madness.
Okay, yeah, the John Carpenter film.
Sutta Kane.
That's the thing is, because in my mind I was like, this is not a reference to real
Do you read Sutta Kane? That's what they kept asking Sam Neill when he was in the town trying to investigate what happened.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Good reference. Good reference.
Maybe last good Carpenter movie.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
I actually might agree with.
Yeah. God, why did the Ward have to be such shit? And I didn't like vampires, and I didn't like.
Vampires was kind of fun. I thought it was
James Woods was good in it.
Yeah,
and the hot blonde in it, but I was.
That was the one. That was the one with the winch on the front of the Jeep, right? They would launch the spear into him and then drag him out into the sunlight.
Oh, yeah.
That was fucking awesome.
That was a movie that had the burden of expectation on it for me because the trailers, and that came out like 95, 97, and I was like junior high, and I thought it was going to be so amazing because I'd seen stuff like Near Dark and I'd seen various awesome 80s vampire movies, and I thought it was going to be in a similar spirit, and it fell short for me.
I remember that trailer because I'm a Manson fan, and there was like a remix of The Beautiful People playing through the trailer. It sounded amazing, so that was enough to hype me up for it.
Kevin Ketchy is here, says, going to check out Annabelle tonight. Leaving the theater whenever the 4-minute trailer is shown.
Yeah, I've seen it already.
Stay for it. Annabelle's good. Yeah, Fuego said he liked it, but I don't want him to say much more than that. So that's all you're getting tonight. Let's see. Okay, Rubber Soul, you should check out Tremors. And Rubber Soul says, I know. What? You don't know? You haven't seen Tremors? What's wrong with you? What? Tony Robinson says, I want a time travel horror movie. Well, there isn't a time travel one that I can think of off the top of my head per se, but there is one that did just get a release for later this year, Antimatter. Not exactly time travel, but really cool sci-fi horror that you need to see. Did you? Yeah, that was great. I
actually love that movie. I'm thinking it's not horror per se, but you're going after a killer time after time.
Right.
Like McDowell, where he's going after Jack the Ripper. That was pretty good. Very steamer.
It doesn't get classified as horror, but Donnie Darko.
It does have
the traveling horror elements a little bit.
Yeah.
With like the rabbit, it's on Halloween night in the climax. I don't know. It's a weird.
I actually love that movie.
I do too.
So which do you prefer, the director's cut or the original edition?
Director's cut here.
Well, the director's cut spoon feeds you so much.
I needed that. I love the extra information. Fuck you.
I do too, but there's an essence of interesting mystery to the original cut of the film, and is it Richard Kelly? Richard R. Kelly, the guy who directed that. Boy, he did this movie called Southland, which was so weird. One of the strangest movies I've ever seen.
I was looking forward to that movie so much.
Same here with the cast, especially.
Yeah, the cast, and it was like, this is the guy that made Donnie Darko. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Will Rube says, I like your sandals, Jaime. And I'm making sure to put the creep voice on there for it.
Their interest in looking at our feet, like Britney's feet.
That kind of audience.
Jason Hobbs says, so anyone here like The Hills Run Red? I saw that, but I only saw it once and I don't remember it at all. Was that that was a on set movie, right? There was like a horror happening while they were trying to make a horror movie. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what it was, and I do enjoy those movies, and I think I remember liking it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, but I think that's what that was.
Well, that's a good segue into maybe one of the last subgenres that we didn't mention with Eric is, I know you like it, I don't like it, found footage. What's your thoughts on it, man?
Backcountry was good. Sorry, Jason. Yeah, he brought up a really good animal horror movie, Backcountry.
Wasn't it called Bats? It had Lou Diamond Phillips. And
Backcountry. It's on Netflix right now. It's a bear attack movie. It's fucking scary. Backcountry. It's on Netflix. Check it out. It's really good, actually.
Found footage. I don't think I have any strong opinions one way or the other. They're they're made that way because they can spend as little money as possible, and they always bring in an audience.
Yeah.
If you like jump scare noises and shaky cam.
The Blair Witch Project.
I don't know.
Even the Paranormal Activities, I'm not big on those, but I do like where they try to do different things with the found footage, where they combine in like maybe news footage and things like that, and there's like the crew on set. Like there's a movie that when I was still a fan of the horror show before I joined proper, they reviewed a Barry Levinson film called The Bay, which I was actually Barry Levinson, wow. Yeah, surprisingly doing a film like that, yeah. And he's predominantly in the comedic genre and stuff like that, but he did this movie, yeah, and he also Get Shorty, I want to say, right?
Oh.
Or was it?
He
yeah,
did,
I can't remember.
The one with Jim Carrey. We're getting so off track.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it was him like doing something different drastically, and it's about this small town that has there's basically, Cecil, if I'm trying to remember correctly, there was a like chicken like a hatchery of some sort, and so all of the chicken shit was being dumped into the local water, and so the local water got polluted.
The Bay,
yeah. The title I remembered. That's a great found footage movie. Yeah, well, it was going into the local water source,
causing a zombie sort of thing.
Yeah, well, no, people were like,
oh, a flesh-eating virus.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Effed up, dude.
That was a good found footage. I still stand by Evidence. Evidence is fucking fantastic. It basically starts off sort of like, do you remember Swordfish?
Yeah.
It starts off sort of like, that scene where they freeze frame the big explosion. Evidence starts like that. You come over these trees and into this tiny little town that's frozen in time while it's doing the credits, and you go down and it's the middle of this chaotic scene where there's this dude with a flamethrower trying to take down something, and it's just the credits are going through, and it cuts to the post of that scene, and detectives show up, and it's like a regular movie, and it's Stephen Moyer from True Blood, and he's the lead detective, and they basically find the cameras, and they take the cameras back to the police station, and so it's them reviewing the footage that they've found, and that is the found footage portion. When they start watching that and reviewing it, then we go into that, and then we come out and get them trying to piece together what happened and trying to figure out who's the one that donned the suit and grabbed the flamethrower. You know, like,
yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
It's really awesome.
You know what? Can I put it out there? I guess it falls under the genre of found footage. Is the WNUF Halloween special? Has anybody seen that?
No, what's that?
I feel like that qualifies as found footage. It's like
WNUF, is that an acronym for something, I'm assuming?
It's kind of hard to explain. It's as if somebody recorded this old program in the 80s on a VHS, and it was like the news station WNUF was doing a Halloween special spectacular at this place where somebody killed his parents, and then more stuff starts happening while they're filming, and it's all meant to look and sound 80s. They have fake commercials that they created that absolutely feel exactly 80s. I love it. So it's not very well known. Check it out, WNUF Halloween special.
Yeah, it sounds like it. All right.
Nice.
Okay, moving on. Let's see. They just released a set of Donnie Darko that's got the theatrical, the director's cut, and the 4K edition.
I did see that. I was thinking about purchasing it, but it takes this stuff. So yeah.
Screen Lounge. So there's another Saw movie coming out. Do we really need this? What's so hard about making some kind of new monster as long as it's not something like the Bye Bye Man? Well, I actually am fine with there being a new Saw movie. I don't have a problem with that at all, and I'm super excited about it. I like those movies.
They took a long break, too.
Yeah, they took a nice little break, so now they're making them about as regularly as they should. So hopefully they maintain that. I doubt it. But
Saw tried to take up the mantle there of what I was talking earlier about. There was like a Friday the 13th almost every year, so Saw started doing the same, like this Halloween, it's got to be Saw.
Yep.
And then Paranormal Activity took over that
afterwards.
So they put something out every year. So.
All right, so Daniel Barker says, sorry, gotta go. 3 a.m. on this side of the pond. Sorry about that.
Stay with us.
Screen Lounge says, can we get a Jack the Ripper movie, and who would you cast as Jack the Ripper? I don't really. We did. We got From Hell. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the one where he's in Arizona?
No, huh?
I don't think so.
You know the London Bridge is over in Lake
Yeah.
So they said his spirit possessed one of the stones. So when it got brought over here, his spirit comes back out.
That's hilarious.
In Arizona.
That's creative screenwriting. Right
and then
there.
he goes and starts ravaging Spring Break MTV in the 90s, killing all the kids. Yes, I want to see that.
Jack the Ripper, that seems like something that could be exploited.
I would imagine so.
How much do the kids know about Jack the Ripper?
All right. Sinister Cinema Reviews. Hey guys, you're in AZ too, right? Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are indeed. 2 other YouTube channels here in AZ. Rogue Reaper. The Hills Have Eyes remake versus Wrong Turn. The Hills Have Eyes remake was really good, but Wrong Turn was really good too. I would take the Hills Have Eyes remake, but I love the Wrong Turn series. Not all the movies, but I like the series overall.
For Mutant Hillbillies, damn, I don't know. I guess I'd probably go the Hills remake too, because I'm not a big fan of the Wrong Turn franchise, but I haven't really seen any past the sequel. So, Eric, what about you, man?
I've been meaning to watch Wrong Turn movies. I'm catching up. Like I said, I watch so many old movies, it takes me a while to catch up with everybody else. By the time I get around to watching the movie, it's 10 years old. I'm going to see them. But I like the Hills Have Eyes remake, and I like the original too.
Cool. Brady says, my first horror movie was It when I was 6.
How old are you again, Brady?
He's 10 now, yeah.
Okay. How much did that traumatize you? Did you take it like a champ?
I don't know.
Well, he's here watching the horror channel.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm asking. Respond in the comments below, youngster.
Let's see. There's another. Oh, he brought up evidence when I don't know if he means a different one.
I'm not going to remember now. I'm going to be like, what
gotta
was
rewatch it.
And yet we don't get these comments; they disappear after the stream.
Yeah, exactly. That is a bummer. All right. So, As Above, So Below was found footage that drove me crazy. All right, that's fair.
Damn, and that was one that I wanted to like, but it just couldn't get there for me. You know, I thought wouldn't The Pyramid be considered found footage? I actually really like The Pyramid. You and I both saw that. That's another creature.
Pyramid was better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I like that because the bad guy was, Set? Is that what it was? The actual jackal creature from Egyptian lore?
Yeah.
Like, that was like, oh, that's different. I haven't seen that before.
That better be in a movie called Pyramid.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. All right, so, Sarah Marcel, what are some of your favorite classic horror movies? For me, I'll say The Thing, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, that's classic enough for me, and Child's Play. Fuego.
I guess it depends how far back we have to reach for classic.
That's as classic as I'm getting. I mean, Jaws, I'll throw in too.
Yeah, if we're going 70s, I'd probably, or like 60s, 70s. I mean, definitely the remake of The Invasion of the Body Snatchers in the 70s is really good. Rosemary's Baby is good. I'm not as big on The Exorcist as a lot of people. A lot of people really, really love that film.
I thought it's okay, yeah. It doesn't really tickle my fancy like everyone else.
Yeah.
I like the series. The series was way better than I thought it was going to be. Sinister Cinema Reviews says, I'm a fan of all 6 Wrong Turns. I'm bummed 7 was canceled. I didn't hear 7 was canceled.
I didn't either.
We would have covered that in the news. Let's see. Lazy Gamer, I think Hugh Jackman would be a great Joel for The Last of Us, because that's who he basically was in Logan. That's true. And if you look at him in Prisoners, he definitely has the look for Joel. I agree with you. That would actually be very good casting for Joel. However, why not just give it to Troy Baker? Since he's the one that did the voice and he looks enough like it, I mean, why not? Give it to the dude.
You know, a little known fact about Hugh Jackman is that, sorry, I don't know why it's spaced
No,
out.
you're good. Yeah.
He got into showbiz because he wanted to play Jason Voorhees in a movie.
Really?
No kidding.
You can see an interview. Well, it's like some paparazzi guy mentioned it. And
Shit,
like,
we gotta eventually. We gotta talk to him
stout
eventually.
dude, so I can see him playing that role. Yeah, let's see it happen.
Yeah, let's. Oh man, I'd have Hugh Jackman.
But he sings. He's got charisma. I don't know. Jason Voorhees.
Don't sing. That's
doesn't
Jason.
talk.
Sarah Marcel says, same. I watched it when I was 3. I actually ended up breaking my leg putting the movie in. The TV stand fell on me because I was climbing on it.
Well, then you'll forever have a horrible memory associated with that. Jeez.
Brady said, I took it like a champ when he watched it.
Nice job, dude. That's what's up.
Lazy Gamer, is Storm of the Century considered horror or just a thriller? I would consider it horror enough because it's from
thriller.
the King.
And that is one that when I saw as a kid, I didn't like it because
I liked it because it was written in script format, and I liked it for the teeth bit where you're like...
I was at that age where I wanted real monsters and real gore and stuff like that, but I went and rewatched it about a year or so ago, and it is brilliant, in my opinion. The ending will chill you.
I love that movie.
The ending's fantastic. The guy who played the villain, whose name is eluding me, But it's another one of those bunker building tension kind of King stories, and
I've never
it's
seen
good.
that.
Yeah.
Was it a TV series or what?
It was written specifically for miniseries. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
just like Rose Red.
Even the book came out in script format.
Yep.
Nice.
Sitting on the shelfie.
Let's see. Rogue Reaper just saw The Black Room. Very weird horror movie. Have we seen anything regarding that?
Boy, I want to say the name sounds familiar.
It does to me too, but I don't remember doing a reaction to it. So.
Mm.
I want a Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland crossover, says Tony Robinson. I don't think that would quite work because the zombies run in one and they don't in the other. But
maybe,
we have
maybe
Zombieland 2
the
coming.
zombies could even like be a mixture. It'd be faster ones and then slower ones, and they can make.
they've been
jokes
doing
around
that
it.
all over anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Are they your zombies or our zombies?
Yeah.
They're running. They're yours.
See, it writes itself.
Yeah, exactly. Riley Quezada says, or Quesada says, favorite horror movie scores. Jaws and Halloween do it for me. I actually have to say I'm a big fan of the score for Let the Right One In. I listen to that a lot when I'm writing. Also that and 1 Hour Photo, which is more creepy drama thriller with Robin Williams than anything.
You
But
know what I'm gonna
those
say.
are really good scores for me. I love those. Obviously Jaws, the ones I know, Gremlins is an excellent score, but
Phantasm.
yeah,
That's
Fuego
what I
Love.
was going to say.
Phantasm
Really? Oh,
is an
jeez.
incredible
I will just
score.
play that in my house really loud.
It's so eerie, dude.
randomly.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I actually really like going back to Puppet Master. I like the score for
Yeah,
Puppet
me
Master.
too.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
love it.
Oh, that.
I think
Kinda sounds like a music box.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
It
was
does stick
Charles-
with me,
and-
yeah.
And I think it was Charles Band's brother who composed that.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's see. Ryan Gosling will be Joel in The Last of Us, and the girl will be Zendaya, I bet. That's actually probably not far off everything.
No, unfortunately.
Troy Baker as Joel, Nolan North as Ellie. For those of us video game voiceover fans, that's really funny. Nolan North and Troy Baker are the two largest, pretty much, voice actors in the game field right now, and fucking, that's really funny, because Nolan North could never be Ellie, but that's hilarious.
It's all Greek to me.
Tony, we actually brought up Urban Legend earlier when we were talking about slashers.
I think I brought it up twice. I brought that shit up
Right.
twice. Dude, the kill with the pop rocks and the Drano is the shit, man. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I've been meaning to rewatch those because I literally haven't seen them since the '90s. So I need
First one, great.
Dive
The
back in.
sequels.
And I remember Danielle Harris was Goth in that movie, so I need to go check that out again.
Yeah, the late '90s where they had the obligatory girl listening to Marilyn Manson, or Typo Negative or whatever.
Nine Inch Nails.
Oh man, the Screen Lounge says this might be a surprise, but since Cecil brought it up for movie classics, I just bought The Thing and am watching it tonight with another friend who's never seen it.
The original thing from Another
That's what
World,
I'm-
or
Yeah,
Black
you
and White?
no, you must. Do you mean the '80s, The Thing, or do you mean The Thing from Another World?
There's
It's just
the
gotta mean
2011
Sinister or Screen Lounge looks okay. I'm gonna check. Now Screen Lounge looks like a dude too. Okay.
Speaking of remakes,
Screen Lounge, he says I heard great things about The Thing, so I'm hoping it's really good. He keeps saying The Thing, so yes,
Okay,
if it's
yeah.
The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing with Kurt Russell, you are in for a fucking treat.
and not to be confused with the prequel or whatever.
I like that. Stop hating on that.
I
Fuck
like
you.
it.
That's good.
I like the original thing from Another World, and John Carpenter's remake is just great. And the prequel, I give a pass, even though the studio fucked up the effects.
Oh, you know the story then, right?
Mhm.
How they did all the practical, turned
They
into
did all
Harbinger
practicals.
down, and then they decided to do digital
And they covered it up
instead.
with cartoon computer animation.
Yeah, that's crazy. However, 70s remake of the Last Man, or is it the Last Man on Earth? God, I can't remember. It was called the Omega Man. It had
Yeah.
Charles
Day the Earth
Heston.
Stood Still?
No, not the Day the Earth Stood Still. It
No,
was
Keanu.
Keanu.
All right, let's see.
I love the Omega Man, by the way.
Rogue Reaper,
Wait,
Lake Placid versus Anaconda? Question mark. I don't know if you're
I
asking if you've
prefer-
seen it. It's horrible. I
Yeah,
mean,
the movie's
that
terrible.
movie's fucking bad. It was sci-fi.
I like them both separate. I love that first Anaconda movie is a guilty pleasure for me. It has a tremendous cast with Ice Cube, John Boy. You've got, for whatever reason, Owen Wilson in there. You've got redhead dude from Killing Zoe, and from boy, he was part of the Brad Pack. Why can't I think of his name? Damn it! But yeah, good kills for a PG-13 horror movie, no less. There's some good kills in that, and the CGI doesn't age that well, but it's fun. Like Placid's
Lazy Gamer says, I love the final track and the score for Life. Did you guys hear the theory for it? Yeah, we heard the theory for Life when it came out, but they debunked it, where it was supposed to be actually a prequel or something.
Well, Life was better than the Alien prequel we got this year.
Yeah,
so
I liked Life.
What are you going to say?
Are there any more meta horror movies like Scream or Cabin in the Woods? Sure. Rent or get yourself a copy of Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
So good.
That is definitely could be considered a meta horror movie.
Absolutely.
And
They explain the rules and everything. Kind of in the screen.
yeah, fucking definitely watch that.
And we already touched on New Nightmare. We already touched
New
on...
Nightmare is another good one. Yep. All right, let's see. What's a horror genre you guys want to see come back? More slashers that are done well,
Yes.
and I'm happy to lead the way with mine.
And honestly,
so,
good-
I just need funding, y'all.
Good meta TV horror that
Oh,
I
the
really
Screen
like.
Lounge says the original thing. Ooh.
Yeah, so that's the black and white.
Wait, no, that still doesn't clarify. Is it black and white Screen Lounge, or is it not black and white? Is there Kurt Russell in it, or is it not Kurt Russell?
Do you know which movie you're
Stop
watching?
with this original shit, because there was I think of the original thing as the '86 thing, and I think of the prequel as the sequel. You know, like so which one? Cut the shit, man. What do you mean? Sorry.
Well, the good, there's one, the original actually had sort of a longer title, The Thing from Another World, and then the other two are actually both just called The Thing.
Yeah.
Which is not confusing at all.
Not at all. Nor the fact that they're going to call this new Hellboy again, even though it was originally a totally different title.
Lazy Gamer says, did you guys ever watch Aquarius with David Duchovny? I did not.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
Thanks for letting me know.
It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
Screen Lounge. I've only seen images of the monster, and it just makes me appreciate practical effects of olds. Then you gotta be talking about the '80s one. I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely would probably be talking about John Carpenter's The Thing.
You see, the further removed we get from that one, it's just the common thinking amongst millennials and younger people. Probably, that's the original.
I don't know who Rubber Soul's talking about. He says, Edward D. seriously, but it stuck in my craw when he mispronounced Evangelion as Evangelion. I always say Evangelion, so maybe I'm the one he's talking about.
Tomato.
Shannon is saying goodbye, bye-bye.
Later, Shannon.
Oh, not the theory of Life being a prequel for Venom, but for Cloverfield. It's not, though. They would have already said it. No, Cloverfield's already got like 4 movies in production right now. We don't need Life to be part of it. All right, I just saw Salem's Lot in the Stand, says Brady. Cecil, does Jaime know what we're all doing September 8th, and also read it in a book around 7th? I told Brady that we were going to try and bring him in on a fan discussion. I don't know exactly the date yet. It's going to have to be that weekend when we all actually gather, whatever date that is. And it's not just going to be you, Brady. I'm going to try and make a Google Hangout where people can sign in and give their opinions on the It movie after it's been out for at least a day. So that's
we're presumably going to have seen it a few days before.
Exactly. So I'm guessing that Saturday's live stream we can make the Google Hangout where people call in and talk about it.
Yeah, because then it'll at least been out a couple days, and
right.
Right.
So okay. Sorry guys, I'm talking about the one with Kurt Russell by John Carpenter. Okay, thank you
for the
clarification. All right, so guys, we've been going for a long while. Where are we at? Oh shit, an hour and a half. Holy crap. Okay. So guys, we're gonna call it there. Thank you guys very much for watching. We got through the basics with Eric and his horror history. So now he's been here. We've broken him in. He's seen what we do on these. So hopefully he'll want to come back and do some more with us. But thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah,
Eric.
Damn right, dude. You're a blast.
Thanks for you guys for hanging out with us.
Exactly.
Yes, and then once more, what's the YouTube channel so people can go subscribe to it?
Yeah, it's called Death Twitch. You can also try the Death Twitch horror review, and you'll come up with like I said, the Bloody Hand is my kind of.
That's his avatar. Yep,
Nice,
exactly.
Nice.
So, thank you guys very much for watching, and just so you know how we sign these off, Eric, we say thanks for watching, we go through our names one more time, and remember, and then we all say stay scared at the same time. That's our sign-off.
Try.
All right? So, it's pretty easy. So, all right. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime Fuego.
I'm Eric Harrison.
And until next time, remember, stay scared. Thank you. All right, so now the rush to the iPad.
Later.
Bye,
Also, if you
everyone.
like good kind of TV.
Thanks
horror.
for joining us.
Roanoke was way better than I thought it would be
Whoop.
for American horror story.
Whoop.